So, Microsoft Flight Simulator was released about a year ago now, and since the release of the sim, they haven't actually added any new aircraft. That's kind of been left to the marketplace, but in the recent Sim Update 5, they actually released 4 new aircraft, which they were both variants of 2 aircraft that are already in the game. They've added a XCub with floats and an XCub with skis, so you can land on water and I think land on the side of mountains, like in the snow. So today we're going to be trying both the ski variant and the float variant of the XCub and the Cessna 172. So let's get into it. So here we are in the sim. We're just going to head over to the world map. So I've already kind of checked these out. So you got the Cessna 172 with skis and the Cessna 172 with floats, as well as, if I can find it, here we go, the XCub with floats and the XCub with skis. Now, this was one thing I was thinking about with the XCub with floats. If you look at it, it's kind of taken away the tail dragger aspect of the XCub, because as you can see, it's got the rear wheel there, but on the float version it doesn't. So I'm going to try that out, see how that works. So we'll start off with the XCub on floats, and we'll change the time so it's day in Europe. Now, where should we go to? I think we should go to Geneva. We'll go to Geneva, and we'll try and land here in Lake Geneva. Also, this is a new thing as well, the map. It's now complete detail, you've got labels of different places, and yeah, let's check this out. So, runway 04. We'll just take off straight from the runway. So, let's head in. Right, so here we are in the cockpit of the XCub. Now let's see what it looks like from the outside. Okay, this is quite cool. We got it. So yeah, it's not a tail dragger anymore. That's interesting. You got the ocean rudders on the back, on the bottom of the floats. But yeah, besides that, it's just a normal XCub, but it's not a tail dragger anymore. I found that a bit weird, because if you cut off the skis, it kind of looks like just it looks like it's got no gear. So yeah, right. So let's go ahead, get the flaps to take off, and let's have a fly. Now, because it's got floats now, you don't actually need to fly it like you would a tail dragger anymore. So this could be interesting. I think did we take off from the wrong way? No, I don't think we did. No. Okay, so powering down the runway, and let's get up. That's quite cool. Again, yeah, it almost feels like you're flying a Cessna. So let's get the landing gear up, because I think this does have landing. Yeah, the landing gear can go up. I guess you'd have to put it up, otherwise you break it. Okay, now let's try not to stall. Let's try not to stall here. Right, I'll put the flaps up, and we'll head over to Lake Geneva. I don't know why, but the handling does feel, well, of course it would do, but the handling feels kind of different, actually. It feels a lot more stable than the tail dragger. Maybe that's because you can fly it flat now, because the tail's, well, it's not dragging anymore. And you do fly it almost like a normal plane as opposed to flying it like a tail dragger. So, let's head over to the left here, and let's get ready. Let's get ready to land this. Okay, we'll pull some power back. Also, another feature that they added in this new update, it kind of hovers blue over everything for a second while you're selecting it, which I'm not 100% sure if I like. Of course, it's not the best if you want to try and do cinematic videos, but I guess it works. Right, so we're going to keep the gear up because we want to touch down on the water. Turn over to the right. Give ourselves a bit of a longer landing strip. Here we go, we're going to pull it right. Also, the performance has improved since the sim update. Of course, this was a performance improvement update, but I think the performance has improved much more than I thought it would. Oh god. Oh wow. It was a bit hard to tell where the
Up for water landing.
Can't really tell where the water was there. Right, let's try and make this one a bit smoother. Oh no, that was not smoother at all.
Tears up for water landing.
Oh, there we go, there we go. It's a bit bumpy.
Tears up for water landing.
Oh, very bumpy indeed.
Tears up for water landing. Tears up for
Very,
water
very bumpy. Oh,
landing. Tears up for water landing.
I don't know why I keep saying that.
Tears up for water landing.
The gear is up. Thanks for letting me know, I guess. You can control it a bit better in the water here. But yeah, that's quite cool. It leaves like a little bit of a trail behind it. It's not the best trail, but it leaves a trail. Not the best. I don't think it'd be as bumpy as it actually is. Maybe it's just like an early thing. Maybe it shouldn't bump like that because it's almost as if I just landed it on the ground with no gear. Right, so let's turn it around and take it back off again. See how the takeoff is. Now this is a bit harder to control than the normal XCub, and I'm guessing the reason for that is because I'm guessing the reason for god, it's bumpy again. I don't know if it should be this bumpy. Oh god. Plane is not liking that. Right, we're up. But yeah, what I was going to say is it handles, on the ground it handles worse in terms of rudder because, of course, normally on the tail dragger, when the tail would be on the ground, the rear wheel would be the one pushing the aircraft left or right. But on this aircraft, it just revolves around what the actual rudder fin is doing. So it makes it a bit harder to control on the ground because you need to be putting in power, moving air around the rudder to push it. So yes, it's not as easy to control on the ground, but it's definitely nicer in the air for sure. But yeah, so that was the XCub with skis. So now I think we're going to go ahead and check out the Cessna one. Oh no, this wasn't with the skis, this was with the floats. But now I think we're going to go and check out the Cessna 172 with the skis. Okay, so we're back here on the menu. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the world map, we're going to change our aircraft, and we are going to go for the Cessna skis because, to be honest, this is like a tail dragger again, but I kind of want to do like a normal non-tail dragging plane with the skis. So here we go. So it's got the G1000, so it's an electronic cockpit. Any liveries? No new liveries. But I think this time, well, we need to go somewhere with mountains and snow. So we're going to head over to Innsbruck. So I'll head up runway 26 and let's go in. Okay, so we're here at Innsbruck. We're in the Cessna 172 with skis. Let's take a little look at it. Okay, it's pretty good. It just looks like a normal one really, but of course with skis. So this one will be a bit easier to control than the floats because of course you've still got the front nose wheel which can move, I assume. But one critical mistake I've made when thinking about where I'm going to land this plane with skis. I'm going to land it on a mountain which needs a bit of snow, but I've kind of forgot to put the snow in, so we'll need to do that now. So, weather. Okay, let's hit live weather, see if that's got any snow. Oh no, just a lot of cloud and rain. Okay, let's abort that one. Snow. Let's raise the cloud a bit. Oh no, not that kind of raise it. I mean, raise it in the level. We'll raise this a bit higher. We'll raise this a bit higher, and the ground level. Raise that a bit higher. So now we can land off, take off, and land anywhere we want. If if it's snowy. So let's head up, I guess. Kind of pushing this off to the right a little, or the left a little bit. Kind of got that backdraft of snow. Right, let's go ahead. Wait till we get to about 60 knots, I'd say. Oh wow, pushing up a lot of snow there. Okay, now let's take off. That's quite cool. Good weather effects. So we could head up to a mountain, or we could just try and land on some general snow. I know that there's another kind of grass runway next to the regular Innsbruck one. Whether that's just snow now. God, all the taxiways are covered. Right, so I think we could try landing in like a field around here. See what that's like. Yeah, let's land in one of these fields in front of us. Don't worry, I won't sink. I know where I'm going. Okay, so I'm going to bring this around. We're going to try and avoid those power lines down there. We'll try and go straight over them. Kill the power. Get some full flaps in for landing. There we go. Right, those power cables I'm talking about down there. Try not to hit into them. Either go under them or over them. I think we'll go over them. Unless we can't. Unless we're going to go straight through them, which we are not. Which we're definitely not. We're going to put a bit more power in because... Alright, there we go. We're over them. Okay, so we're going to turn to a little bit to avoid those trees. And again, with the snow, it's quite hard to see where you are in relation to the ground. Right, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to butter it. There we go. Quite a smooth touchdown actually. And of course you've got that particle effect behind. Let's head over to this little house over here. Yeah, I think that's quite a good landing. Still pushing up the snow from the back. I think it just improves the grip really. Stops you from sliding all over the place. But yeah. So let's try to take off with this as well. Now I was actually wrong about the nose wheel because of the skis. So the ground handling is quite similar to the floats, where you don't really have any wheel support with steering, so it's all rudder based. So let's take off a little bit over to the right just so we can avoid those power lines again. Right, so we're going to go full power. Going to go flaps 1 for takeoff. And again, we're going to take off about 60 knots. Now, of course, because we're in a field, it doesn't really matter which way we go, just as long as we avoid those power lines. Alright, and let's go ahead and rotate. Already thinks I'm going to crash. It's alright, it's alright. We're up in the air, we won't sink. I won't sink, I promise. So maybe we can shut him up. Right, so let's try and land on a near invisible runway. Can he be quiet? I'm literally going to land on a runway. I don't know what's wrong with him. There we go. Okay, here we are on the runway. We're on the centre line. You can see by the G1000. Oh, a bit of a harder landing. Dragging up some snow. Gonna kick up as much as we can. Hit it with the skis. Gonna drift across the runway. Do a bit of slalom. And we're gonna come to a stop here on the side of the runway. But yeah, I think that's quite cool, the skis. The floats weren't as impressive as I thought they would be. I thought they'd be way more impressive, but yeah, the floats bounced a bit too much, almost like I was landing on the ground with like no gear, so it was just really bumpy. It was quite horrible to land on. But these are quite cool actually. Of course, you've got the particle effects. You did of course have like the kind of like the boat effect when you're driving, where the wakes coming from the back of the plane. But yeah, that was quite cool. I think Microsoft have done a good job with the skis especially. And yeah. So that was me checking out the new floats and skis from the new update. Also, there's a lot of new stuff in the new update, including more flight training, which I want to do a series on soon, kind of like a flight training series. I think there's more landing challenges as well. Apparently I've mastered 0% of them, which makes me a bit sad because I've done some of them before. Of course, stuff like the Orlando one I haven't done, Sydney I've done, and I think I've got about 1.3 million on there, so I would say I've done pretty well on that one, but we might have to revisit them, maybe in a stream or in a video. And also some new ones which I'd love to do soon are the Discovery flights, stuff like Mount Everest, the Pyramids of Giza, Bora Bora, and even other stuff like London, San Francisco, Copenhagen, Fort William. These are all great places that I'd love to do as videos. So let me know which ones you'd like to see, maybe even bush trips. Bush trips are a bit longer, so they might need to come in as maybe like a long special, but they've added loads more bush trips now. I think the game started off with about, or the sim started off with about 3, and we've now got about, I think this is 9? Or, yeah, so I think about 9 or 10 at the moment. So yeah, if you want me to check out any of these, please just let me know and I'd love to do a video on them. And yeah, that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.